Alright, am I live? I hope so. Sorry I'm late, everybody, but welcome to the Mega Man X3 tournament. This is the final match between LuizMiguel and EaBTasRaiul, and they are already underway. So, just a quick comparison between our two racers here. LuizMiguel is the current world record holder with a 39, excuse me, 39, and EaBTasRaiul has a PB of 40-13, and this is a best 2 out of 3. So the first person to win 2 wins the tournament. And I'm just incredible on commentary. I believe we may have M-Doys on commentary if he makes it. But if not, I will be doing this solo.
Hey, Justin.
Ah, there he is. There's M-Doys.
How's everyone going?
I just got here myself. I actually almost forgot about this race.
I mean, it's the final. We need to be there. This is going to be an exciting match between these two.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of glad that the end is finally here for this tournament. This tournament, and in all honesty, kind of went on a little long with the HDQ break, and we're finally able to have these two race. Luis has been having computer troubles. That's why we haven't been able to have this final match as early as we could. But at last, we now have it. I believe Luis's PC actually crashed on him and wasn't able to get it going.
Some unfortunate incident that he could not run his PC anymore, so he had to go to some friend's place to be able to hold this final that we have been waiting for a long time.
So it looks like Luis has about a 3 to 4 second lead coming out of the intro.
So coming up, Buffalo stage, a lot of ice physics, weird stuff. You can do some slop jump by just turning around on flat ground with ice, which these players are going to abuse. Try to get some extra height in their jump to make it faster to get to the top of the floor.
So EaB had a little slip up there and lost a couple seconds. The little robot there shoots Raul as he comes out of the ladder. And Luis is already at the capsule at 3:52. And Raul is only 6 seconds behind. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see both of these players be pretty consistent throughout. I think the only 2 major RNG sections will be the Tiger Fight and the Catfish Fight. Apart from that, it's just going to see it's going to come down to execution all the way through.
So the CFS strat pretty much is using a full charge, then by moving backward like they are doing, shooting a lemon and using the time to reach Buffalo to charge another charge shot, making it about 2.5 seconds faster than just using the safer strat to just jump straight up and use full charge every time. EaB missing a couple of lemon there. Not a big deal, still a bit slower, but you get through.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get out of your cycle and have Buffalo shoot an ice beam. That's going to cost you 4 seconds. Or even get grabbed, which will cost you just about as much.
So the next stage coming up is Seahorse. Pretty technical stage, a lot of vertical climb. We will see how these players that.
Yeah, and you see they're doing short hops just to stay out of that acid as much as possible because it does hinder your movement speed. So until they get out of this first climb, they want to stay off the ground as much as possible.
Pretty clean climb from both of them. EAB had a little bit of trouble toward the end, but it doesn't matter that much.
So the benefit of doing the Seahorse stage now is you don't have to worry about Bit appearing in this stage because that will not happen if you do Seahorse second, because the cutscene that follows this stage will introduce Bit, Bite, and Vol. So you don't have to worry about being short on ice in this stage as long as you do Seahorse second. Luis gets to the climb, gets the ladder gap. Probably the most difficult ladder gap in the entire run. And he touches the door without hitting the floor. That's really good. EAB has to grab the ladder to climb up just so he can jump out of the gap. And Luis gets the 2 cycle on Seahorse. Very good.
Well done.
So the premise of how the Seahorse fight works: you hit him with his weakness weapon while he's in the air, and then his actual 60 frame invulnerability will kick in when he falls. But that 60-second invulnerability period runs out while he's still stunned on the floor. So after that period, you can still mash ice into him before Seahorse actually jumps out of the stun, and that allows you to keep dealing 3 damage without triggering the iframes again. But you have to let Seahorse jump out of that stun, otherwise, if you stun him on the ground, he gets the 60 frame invulnerability again, and then you have to let him jump.
As EAB actually experienced that he had to wait for him to jump out of that to damage him again, be able to get him to that invincibility frame that we have viewed. So the next stage coming up, Untitled Rhino. One of the most difficult stage in the game. Everything hit you really hard and you want to avoid taking too much damage, because on the mini boss of that stage, you're gonna do some damage boosting to be able to hit him as fast as possible. And on top of that, you have a chance of entering Bit in that stage.
Okay, Bit does not appear for Luis, so we may see that on Raul's side when we get there. Ooh, Luis gets the boulder skip, and he snipes the drill wing. That's a pretty tight window to get that.
Yeah, the execution for that section for Luis was pretty much optimal.
Okay, Raul doesn't get bit in this stage, so... And Luis gets a very quick fight with the Hell Crusher.
EAB opting to not use the boulder skip. His timing was kind of messed up with the climb, and trying to do that skip without the optimal movement may cost you a death, so pretty much safer to do that way.
Luis gets sniped by the cannonball, sadly. So the Rhino fight is actually pretty trivial. You just hit him with the full charge buster, and with the 30 HP that he has remaining, 10 acid shots will kill him. And it's important that when you hit Rhino with the acid, you hit him with the big acid that initially comes out. If he gets hit with the residue shot after it hits the floor, it deals 1 HP less. So it's very imperative that you hit him with the full shot.
Yeah, and Louis doing some movement when Rhino get to a certain point HP. I forgot the number. He's gonna do an invincibility charge at you, but Louis jumping over him, dashing to the wall to make sure that, as just EAB did as well, to make sure to shorten the time lapse for that.
So Luis is doing the Neon Tiger stage now. So at the end of this stage, we could see some RNG kind of slow down the pace here. But Luis shows no signs of stopping.
Oh, it's the one cycle though on the mini boss on Tiger. Not a big time loss, quite unfortunate, but this quick kill is not as easy it seems. Sometimes you will just get it, sometimes for some reason you miss one shot and you have to go through the time loss of waiting for him to go again. EAB get it. Nicely.
Okay, Bit does show up here for Louise, so for the Bit fight, you're going to start the fight with just a regular Buster Shot, and then 10 of the Ice Shots, and then you finish off Bit with another uncharged Buster Shot, so that you don't kill Bit with his weakness, which will trigger the explosion sequence. You just want to scare them off, you don't want to destroy them.
That was a pretty clean fight from Louis. Optimizing his movement to make sure that he kills him while standing on the gate, so there was no movement wasted there, and he was able to move forward without a second delay.
And Raul does not get Bit in the Tiger stage, so it does appear that they're tied, but Louise is actually ahead. Ooh, Raul takes a claw swipe. That's going to put him in danger of dying if he takes another claw. So Raul has to be a little careful and a little wary. As you see, they're not firing a charge shot at Tiger until Tiger is actually firing the Ray Splasher, or Tiger is actually in the air or on the wall. Because if he's on the ground and you fire a charge shot, he'll block it. Okay, Raul and Louise both finish off Tiger simultaneously, but remember, Louise is still ahead because he's already fought a Bit.
Both of them got pretty good RNG though on the boss fight against Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
I think Louis got one charge. Not sure if EAB got one. So that
I don't think EAB got any charges, but Tiger was on the wall a couple times, so that kind of evens things out. So now Catfish is another technical climbing stage, and you're going to see both our racers use the drill strat here at the start. As you see there, this climb here on the left side is difficult.
it seems so easy when these players are doing it, but even after some practice, I can figure out how to do this correctly. So that's pretty high caliber movement right there. Both of them are going pretty well though. Toward in that stage, still pretty technical, a lot of vertical movement and some climb that you have to kill enemies the way. There we see EAB getting Bit fight.
Yeah, as you see here, EAB is forced to fight Bit here while Louise gets a free pass. So you're going to see Louise. You're going to see how big of a lead in this stage Louise is going to get. You'll probably make it all the way to the door before EAB even gets out of the room.
He'll be getting some good RNG though for Bid. Not getting any balls going at him.
Yep. So, just for the record, Bit will appear randomly in between Maverick stages 3, 4, and 5, which will be either Tunnel Rhino, Neon Tiger, or Volt Catfish. So, if Bit does not appear at any time before you get to the 5th Maverick, he'll always show up. And then likewise for Bite in the last remaining 3 stages, he'll show up in one of those 3. I think Luis was trying to go for a 1 drill setup, but I think his cycle was maybe a little bit off. Let's see what Raul gets. Raul gets a good first pattern, gets the triad right away.
He was going for it, but he kind of jumped. He kind of damaged him a little bit too early, I would say. So coming up for this stage, Crawfish. That's the stage that we're gonna fight Vile. Because we have the Trail Thunder that we got from Catfish, that will help us going faster in the stage for Vile. And we will see there if we get Bite.
Yep, Luis gets Bite here, so for the Bite fight, similar to the Bit fight, you always start and end with the Uncharged Buster. But for the Bite fight in particular, you have drill placements that you have to do if you want to hit Bite optimally. And every drill that you place and stays on top of him will hit him 4 times. Ooh, looks like Luis has to pause, but that does prevent him from destroying Bite and triggering the explosion. Raul also gets Bite here, so we'll see if Raul can.
So far, so good, I would say. Pretty well done. And we're seeing the reason why we're doing Catfish before Crawfish for the Trial Thunder to avoid getting hit by these blocks. These blocks are all RNG, they can fall on top of you, they can miss you all the time. But having the Trial Thunder out while doing that time give you a safe spot that you're not gonna take damage or get slowed down by them. Like that just happened on EAB.
That weapon, and you'll have exactly that much ammo to finish both phases.
It's important to kill Vile with the Ray Splasher that Luis is using right now, because if you don't, we just carry him away like you did for Bit and Bite. But if you do so, you will miss your chance to get an upgrade weapon later in the game. So if you don't get that upgrade weapon, you will be kind of in trouble for any race. Luis get the kill.
Mm-hmm. And looks like Raul's gonna finish off Val.
Both of them doing pretty smooth execution.
And now for the escape. We want to see a 28 coming out of the capsule, but you can get a 29. Ooh, Louise tries to go for an acid strat there, but I think it was a little too far away.
He'd be getting the 29.
28. You go by the number as the screen fades out.
Oh, okay, alright. Gotcha.
So for the Crush Crawfish fight, there's actually a quick kill similar to Toxic Seahorse, but in any percent, you don't have the charge triad, so you have to hit him with the Triad Thunder. Once the electrodes go off screen, you go to the Buster and you just mash out lemons into him, and you have actually a 2-second period to mash into Crawfish. And as you see, Louise drained a lot of Crawfish's HP with that.
That was some impressive mashing, especially on the first cycle. Almost 70% of its HP were already gone.
Yeah, I can't mash.
Me either. That's,
as you see,
that's what I get.
Raul there.
Oh.
Ouch! Almost. It took out about 50%. So as you see, having insane mashing skills does make that fight, kind of critical. Where you get a 2 cycle or a 3 or a 2.5.
Was still pretty well done, EaB.
So now we go into the Gravity Beetle stage, where it's kind of an easy stage. Now that you have the spinning blade, it's actually one of the best weapons in the game. These head gunners that you saw Louise take out at the beginning, and you'll see Raul do so here in just a minute, they die with one shot of the spinning blade up close.
As long as you're making sure to hit them with both spinning blades. If you hit them with only one, they won't die though.
Yeah, and up close, both blades will hit the enemy, so...
Yes, they are doing the exact same route.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of routes that you can actually do if you want to attempt a PB. There's the Seahorse second, and there's actually a Tiger second if you want to grind out that RNG. But you typically see everyone do Seahorse second, just to get rid of the bit RNG.
A lot safer, and except if you're grinding for a world record, something like that, it's kind of pointless to Tiger second, I would say.
My PB actually has Tiger second.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I never went for Tiger second. So one of the hardest boss fight in the game, as you're seeing on Louis' side. You're just using Ray Splasher, that's weakness, and every time you do, he's going to jump at you, but it doesn't cover that much of a range, so you can either jump and sing with him, dash under him, or just spend the time you have on your hand the way you want.
Climb, and it looks like he does. Yes, he does.
Really well done. That climb is not easy when you're not using the up dash.
Wall kicks.
So for this mini boss fight, you want to use acid.
Other enemies do.
I think you're having some trouble, Justin. Maybe not.
Might be. I couldn't hear you hardly. Could be on your end. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, same for me. I was not sure if I was talking over you. So for this mini boss, yeah, it's one of the boss that actually have iframe working. So you have to try to time your acid shot to make sure that you're hitting him when he's vulnerable. If you don't, he will still jump and kind of trick you, but not take damage. So you have to be careful about him. So for Arnet fight, what you want to do is use a full charge at the start of the fight and then switch to Spinning Blade. It's not the actual true weakness for Arnet. It's kind of what we call it as toughness. It still does 2 damage by hit, like the charge shot, but you don't have to wait between your charge. So you're just trying to maximize time that when you're vulnerable again, shoot at him instead of having to charge for it. It's the fastest strat to use. His true weakness is, I forgot the name.
The gravity well.
Yeah, but you have to sit through for a long time for a hit for damage for him. So that's why this strategy is faster.
Yeah. Only in 100% is using the gravity well even remotely useful. Because while the gravity well is just sitting out, you can actually charge it up. But as we go into the Doppler stages, we see Luis has a huge lead. And he gets the acid gap. Oh, and he gets the lagless climb too. X. Usually, whenever you do that acid gap shot, when you climb the ladder, X is in the air when he reaches the top of that climb. Uh-oh. Okay.
Whoa, he made it.
Yeah. Once you start, once the walls start caving in, they all start caving in. So, you gotta really book it without getting crushed. Hopefully my microphone's a little bit better. I figured out what was wrong.
Well, I'm not hearing any issue right now.
Alright, Luis gets a new version of the kill for Rex 2000. I think he shoots out the Buster Charge and then he shoots 2 ice. And as the Rex 2000 backs up, the second ice shot will actually hit him while X gets over to the other side.
Oh, I didn't know about that strat.
Yeah, it's relatively new. I don't have the heart to try that strat yet. I still go over him and shoot the ice from behind. Okay, it's very important that Luis doesn't get hit. If he does, he dies. But you constantly want to hit the God Car Machine with the weakness, and he makes it through no problem.
That fight can be pretty annoying when you're starting to learn this game as a speedrunner. But once you figure out the timing and how you're supposed to deal with him, maybe you're not gonna get optimal kill and have some delay in your shot. But that's fine. As long as you're done dying, you will be okay.
Well, at this point, Luis is still on pace to get a 39, and we haven't seen the 39 in the tournament yet. Luis is pretty much the only person capable of getting it, so we'll see if he can get it on this first race. But there's still plenty of game left to go. If he makes one little slip up, the 39's gone, because he's getting close to that point where 39 isn't possible anymore.
And we need to mention that the final stage for XP are extremely brutal, and any slight mistake can cost you a lot of time.
So for the mosquitoes fight here, it's very important that you kill mosquitoes with 0.
EB managing some backup strat right there with the red guy not taking too much damage. They're the reason why we had to kill Vile with the Ray Splasher. We get the Saber from 0 by killing the Mosquito with 0, which allow you to do some Neon Jump from X2 for any percent in X3. Sorry, you're kind of cutting, so not sure if you're talking about over you. Sorry about that. Oh!
Oh!
Oh! No! Oh my! Louis having some backup strat there that was pretty impressive on themselves. And unfortunately for him, just like that, EAB is taking the lead.
Like I said, it was going to take a catastrophe before anything like this would happen. As you see, we're both waiting. Luis is through the climb, so is Raul, but Luis still has a couple of second lead. It's not this race just got interesting.
Yeah, because after this climb, there's nothing much except the refight and the final boss. The final boss have some faster strat than other, but still pretty risky. And everything can still happen. I mean, the refight are pretty trivial. There's a way to optimize all of them close to that, so we will see how both of them are facing this.
The only thing I can foresee is if...
Justin, I'm not hearing you. So the first fight is Ornette. The capsule position is optimal. So pretty well done on Louis' side. The positioning, there's some RNG. Both of them got kind of similar, not quite the same though. For Buffalo coming up, there's a fastest way to do it. I believe both of them are going for it. So they use Saber like they did, and then they run away to release the charge shot. So they can release the Saber faster that way. Both got it. The idea about the Saber is that you cannot release it as long as there's a charge shot.
They turned around and hit Buffalo with the back part of the Saber. As you see there with Raul, he turned around and had the Saber kill Catfish while he's pulling the Saber out, because the Saber actually has a hitbox as soon as you see it pulled out from behind him. So it's just a little frame saver, and at this point, frames do matter. As you see there, Luis shot the Buster Shot when Tiger landed, so that it forced him to guard, and then he was able to kill him when he let down his guard. So Raul got through Beetle without a problem. And Luis also takes down Catfish.
Well done.
There's the quick kill for Toxic Seahorse. Go ahead. So the Saber there actually hit Seahorse during the period where he has no iframes, and it actually deals 16 damage per frame. So he was dead in two frames, just because of the quick kill property. Luis also gets a good Beetle kill. So as long as Raul got its Saber canceled there. There's another property with this Saber. It has some startup animation before the Saber hitbox actually comes out. So if you pull the Saber and you get damage before the Saber comes out and hits your target, you actually lose the Saber, and you have to charge the Buster up all over again. So that lost a lot of time for Raul. And there's the quick kill for Crawfish, using the same property as mentioned before. So we're waiting for Raul to finish off Tiger.
Pretty well done as well.
Looks like Luis has about a 10-second lead here. So now they're going to prepare for the Doppler fight. So they're going to come into the fight with a fully charged Buster. And as soon as the fight starts, they're going to let go of that charged Buster shot to bait Doppler into using his regeneration force field. And then once the force field is gone, they're going to hit him with the first Saber. And then they're going to damage boost and try to hit Doppler in the corner with the second Saber. Okay, Luis took it safe. He didn't want to risk dying again because he's already died once. Ooh, Raul went for the quick kill and gets it.
Pretty clean.
Pretty clutch, too, because Raul would have died if he took another hit. Those energy balls that Doppler shoots deal 6 HP of damage. So this is going to come down to the end here. Who takes the first match? Or the first game of this final match.
So, gets the gap jump. Coming up for the first part of the final fight, there's some different way to face it.
Okay, here's phase 1. Oh, he didn't get the weapon swaps out in time. He had to wait for the whole sequence to finish. Luis. Oh, wow. Raul gets a good kill, too.
Something.
It's hard to get a fast kill on him through all the fireballs.
And the risk of doing so is pretty big if you miss it.
Yeah, both players can take a hit here on this final phase.
Chilled.
And there you go. Luis will take game 1, it looks like. Ooh, that mine.
How did that not touch him?
Wow. So through all that, Luis is going to take the first game by the skin of his teeth. Sadly, I did not get into the race channel in time, so Luis finishes with a 40-37, and And Raul finishes with a 40-44. So that is 1-0 for Luis. One more, and he'll be the winner of the tournament. So we're just waiting for them to begin the second game. Yep, no matter what happens, Brazil wins. They're gonna take the podium. So all that matters is who gets first.
That was the first round. So this is the first yet 2 wins out of 3. So we still have a chance to see EAB bounce back. It almost happened this race.
Yeah.
And you never know. The 8 Mavericks are a big factor for a good time, but still a lot of game is left after that, and it's the hardest part as well.
Yeah. While we're setting up for the next game, Luis defeated Madu in the semifinal to get here. sadly lost to Raul in the thrilling game 3 that was, and unfortunately we now have Brazil sweeping the podium, but it's all good. I did not want to play after that, so I happily conceded to Madu for third. So we're just seeing the final match to get this tournament over with. I'm kind of anxious to see if we go back to X1 again for the next X tournament.
We will have to see with Fizzle what he has in mind for the next tournament. Alright, and off they go for the second round, this final, which may be either the last match or just another match until the true final on the third round. So we're sitting through another 30-second drill before we are able to move again. Both players are going to try to go through as fast as possible, not taking damage, killing enemies that will get in their way. So from now in the intro, we're gonna take control from Zero for the first time in the game. Pretty trivial. They're gonna try to go as fast as possible, as always, trying to get that gap jump that both of them got. For this climb, they are gonna use a Saber damage boost to get some extra height, while damage to cut the animation. So there they are.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to take care of a couple things. But here
no
we
problem.
are, game 2.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a battle for Prezzel.
The Brazilians would love to hear that right now. So, looks like, once again, Luis has about a 4 to 5 second lead over Ro at this point, but this is still early in the race. So rather us explaining everything again, we're just going to sit here and point out any... Ooh, right there. Like, Luis missed the slope jump that he wanted to get there. You can actually do the slope jump from ground level right there next to that little obstacle. And you can actually jump on top of that. As long as you jump while walking left, and only left. It's kind of weird that ice physics only work like that going left.
Because that's not to be expected, maybe? I don't know. We are moving right most of the time, so maybe they were not planning that we were going to use that.
We're both having trouble here trying to get out of the underground. Ooh, Luis takes a bonk. We're probably about the same distance apart from each other as we were the last race, about 6 seconds.
We now see how both of them are facing the Seahorse threat again against Buffalo. See if any of them make any mistake or... Yeah, if any mistake. I think it was pretty well done from both sides. EAB using some extra movement that was kind of dazzling. Sorry about that.
So they're both making their way through the climbing sections again. Looks looks like they both made it okay. And get ready to see the mini boss fight from Luiz. Oh, okay, he got it. The problem with the ice, you can only have 2 frost shards on the screen. So if you shoot 2 of them and one of them doesn't get a hit on the boss, you have to either pause, swap to another weapon, or you have to hope that he runs into one of those shots. Oh boy, Luis is having a little trouble. A missed execution on the movement allows Raul to get right back in this.
Still having some trouble with the gap jump, but still not losing too much time trying to get into it. Just grab the ladder and jump out of it.
Yeah, X3 is such a straightforward game. Like, all you have to do is execute your movement and do your boss fights correctly, and it's a pretty easy run. But then, if you mess up a little bit on your movement, or if an unfortunate frame-perfect occurrence happens to where as soon as you change direction with X, on the very first frame, an input does not get registered. So if you jump, it won't happen until like the next frame after. Pretty dumb. Especially after you land, I think. The first frame, after landing, no inputs will register. Or something to that effect. It's really, like, a lot of, like, when you try to jump and you don't, and something bad happens, it's usually that occurrence. I believe it happened to me in my last race. And it caused me to die. So it's an aggravating thing when you do all your movements correctly, but then a frame perfect occurrence happens that just ruins everything. And that's another odd one, not getting square on the ladder to climb down it. Okay, let's see if Bit appears here for Luiz. He does not appear here. We'll see if Raul gets to fight Bit here.
Alright, just then, folks, I'm gonna have to sadly take my leave on this. I have some stuff to attend in real life. The delay of the race kind of made it that day for longer.
Alrighty, well, thank you for joining me on commentary, and I'll hold down the fort.
Alright, good luck to both runner. Keep watching, guys. That will be an exciting race up to the end, hopefully. I was M-Dice, and I will see you around. See ya!
Alrighty, so I don't think Bit appeared for Raul either. But Raul is having a little trouble here with the boss fight, but he manages to salvage it. But Raul is a little short on health, so he needs to be a little bit careful here. So just like before, the Buster charge shot for 2 damage, and then 10 acid shots will finish off Rano. So as we see here, Looks like Luis had a good fight. Looks like Raul tried to get Rhino to charge the wall immediately, but it looks like he had a little miscue. Okay, but he was able to salvage the fight. Didn't lose too much more time on top of that. So now coming up on the Rhino, or the Neon Tiger stage. So Luis is making his way through the first section here. He's using the Buster Charge to take out those enemies. It's a little easier for him. You can use the ice to one-shot him, but the problem is if you miscue the ice shot, you have to wait. And if you actually go a little slow, you can actually cause the third drill wing there on that top section to spawn, and that will slow you down a little bit. So both players managed to not spawn the third one. Luis gets the one cycle on the Worm Seeker. So Raul starts the Worm Seeker fight. Luis has just exited the door. So we're looking at about, I want to say, about 16, 17 seconds. But they both get the one cycle, so that saves an additional 4-second time loss. And Luis gets bit here. I believe, again, I believe this is where Luis had to fight bit before. So it usually doesn't matter what bit fires here at the start of the fight. So as long as you do the movements correctly, you shouldn't have a problem with this fight. Oh, Raul also gets bit here, so we're constantly going to see consistency as to who's in the lead and who is not. So once again, you're going to see both our racers just fire lemons at Tiger and then only shooting the charge shot while he is firing. If you try to shoot a charge shot at Tiger, he's going to block it, and that'll just slow you down. So if the Tiger is constantly going to the air like he did for Luis there, you can actually shoot him with the Buster Shot, and he can't block. Interesting dodging technique here with Luis with the Race Splasher, or with the Buster. That's pretty good. Tiger, once he gets to the wall like that, he can actually come down on you if he wants. Oh, Raul's getting a few charges here. Wow, I think that was four charges. If I didn't miss one. Wow, that's unfortunate for Raul. That's unfortunate. Now he has to hope for a big mistake again from Luis, or this is going to be a done deal. But all Raul can do now is just try to play solid and hope for a miracle. And all Luis has to do is just play solidly, and that's it. Since they both fought bit in the same stage, we're not going to see that play a factor here. So Luis makes it to the Catfish Fight, and we're going to see how well the RNG goes here. You want to shoot Catfish with Buster Shots, preferably full charge Buster Shots, 8 times, and that gets him to 16 HP. And then once Catfish begins his next attack cycle, you then can start dealing damage below half health and try to get as much damage in on him before he goes to the middle of the screen. Oh, Luis almost had a shot at getting the 1 drill, but he gets a 2 drill, which is really good. That's just going to increase his lead. I think if Catfish would have done the Triad Thunder attack there when he turned around, we would have had a 1 drill for sure. I mean, that's basically what the 1 drill fight comes down to. If Catfish will keep jumping, typically he'll jump maybe once or twice, but you need, I think, at least 3 jumps for sure to get that 1 drill opportunity. And the reason why he doesn't do an attack like that is because you're still technically in front of Catfish. And as long as you don't go behind him, he's not going to do an attack immediately. He only turns around and does an attack only if you're behind him. So there is a little bit of manipulation, but you still have to get some good RNG once you get his HP past half to get that 1 drill chance. Oh, I don't think Luis needed to shoot that last drill there. So he had to kind of improvise. I think it was afraid that that 1 drill would have blown up before it dealt that last hit. Hard to say, but... So Raul does not fight Bite here, so it looks like Raul's going to catch up a little bit, but that's not the case. Another RNG factor is that when you climb there, that debris will fall, and at any point one can just fall on your head in mid jump. As you see, I think it happened to Raul right there, and it just knocked him out of the air. Oh, Raul's having trouble trying to climb up. That gap is actually large enough that you can actually grab a hold of the inside of that wall and just dash jump out of there without having to grab the ladder. Actually, the rocks, good question. I think if you just stay on the left side, and if you can get those accurate dash jumps to get the ledge, it's slightly faster. But I don't think the jump heights of the wall jumps are set up perfectly to go in sync. I think you have to do maybe a half jump to do it. I mean, right side is usually like, if you use the Triad Thunder to shield you from the debris falling down, right side is kind of the more straightforward path. I mean, if it saves time, it's frames. It's always up for debate, all the different strats that you see. But it usually just comes down to preference, what everyone's used to doing. And I couldn't tell what Luis's time was when he exited the secret stage. I think we're having some buffering issues on their end. So Luis is already shooting the engine of the sub. And Raul just exited Vile's stage. So it looks like we'll have about a, I want to say, it looks like it's about maybe 20 seconds, but remember, Raul still has to fight Bite. Wow, Luis gets another 2-cycle. Insane mashing. It's insane. I'm not sure how many hertz that was. I'm sure that was probably 20 hertz. 20 shots per second. That was a lot. Raul almost. Does he get it? Wow, Raul barely gets the 2-cycle. Barely gets it. So as you see, the spinning blade is a really powerful weapon. It's just taking down these enemies left and right. So as we know, Bit has already been fought for Luis, so he's just going to get a free pass through these rooms. But we'll see where Raul has to contend with him. And Luis does the climb on the elevator. Okay, Raul faces Bite here in this room. Let's see if Raul gets the no pause strat. Ooh, I don't know. Oh wow, he got in Bite's clutches. Ooh, not sure what happened there. But unfortunately, Raul had to go to the Buster shot with 3 HP left, so he had to do a Lemon and a Charge Buster there to finish him off. So standard Beetle strats, Charge Buster Shot, 10 Race Blasters, easy peasy. Luis has a really huge gap now on Raul. I think even with a death, Luis is still in the lead. But we'll just have to wait and see. There's still at least 15 minutes of game left. This is Super Mega Man Metroid X3 OG. 80% with ice. So Luis takes out the Shuriken. Luis gets a little hung up there on the ledge. So you just see Luis starts with a Buster Shot, and then he goes to Hornet's Soft Weakness, which is the Spinning Blade. Even though Gravity Wheel does more damage per weapon use, it takes a lot longer to deal that damage. So it's just better to use Spinning Blade to get the quick 2 damage, and Hornet does not suffer from the extended iframes that the True Weakness weapon would deal. Like I said in the previous race, the Gravity Well is only really useful in 100%, where you have the ability to charge it. Luis making his way through the spikes section. Have to be careful there. I think you can actually jump a little too high, and you can actually die on the spikes that come down on your head. And he makes it up the crushing elevators, or the crushing walls. Luis takes down Rex 2000. Ooh, Luis does not get a health drop, so he's still in danger of dying to the God Car Machine, just like he was before. In a race situation, you would want a health pickup there, just so that you can take one hit should something happen. But if you get grabbed from the God Car Machine, you are dead regardless. Doesn't matter. Your only saving grace if you get grabbed is if you're almost going to kill the boss, and you can kill him with the Ray Splasher while you're in its grasp. That's your only way out. Or if you have a sub-tank. But Luis does not have either of those in this situation. Okay, there he goes. Luis finishes off the God Car Machine. He's in a little bit better position to get the 39 here, which would be pretty neat. Just to get the 39 to win the tournament. He's got about, I think, 15 seconds of room to work with to get that 39 as well. But he's going to have to play this stage solid if he wants it. So the first section of Doppler 2, pretty difficult. You have to navigate your way through all these enemies, the Victoroids, the lasers that they fire, and not take damage. And then you're going to swap to Zero here underwater, and then get ready to sacrifice Zero to get the Z-Saber. Alright, EAB finishes off the God Car Machine fight. Oddly enough, both EAB and Luis finished off the God Car Machine fight with the same pose. The God Car Machine went for the grab, and then both of the hands actually despawned from the sprite as they were exploding. Funny. So, Luis gets redemption, hopefully, on this LE climb that he botched pretty bad the first time around. And he's pretty much, he's over a half a stage ahead at this point. There we go. That's what you wanted the first time. You couldn't get it. There you go. Luis takes down the LuizMiguel fight. Raul is just now getting his saber. Yeah, Luis is the world record holder. The world record is 39-39. And he's not too far off of that pace right now either. I want to say this is at least 39 5x range. Yeah, Luis is tiers above everybody else in pretty much X3. He's the most all around. He is the most consistent and probably the best X runner. Period. I mean, the times and all of the games that he runs and the place that he has averages out shows it. So this is just a formality now, it looks like. Ooh. Yeah, Raul got the climb. Almost missed, almost had a little trouble there with the LuizMiguel fight, but managed to pull it out. As you see, Luis turning around with his back to the boss to pull that saber out, to get those extra frames to saved on the kill. As you see there, Luis steps inside of the Seahorse's hitbox just to get that saber to touch the boss as soon as possible. Hornet gives Raul the uncommon pattern, which forces him to do I think he did a double kick there just to ensure that the saber would kill. No, Nero didn't even beat Luis in the X1 tournament. I can't remember what the score was in the X1 tournament race that they did. I'm not sure if it was a 2-0 or a 2-1. As you see there, when Raul threw the saber, it damaged him instantly as soon as the saber was pulled. Oh, it was 2-1? Okay. Wasn't sure. I'm not really sure. I didn't really watch the X1 tournament that much. No, I don't think it was best of 5. No way. That would have gone on too long. I'm not sure. Then again, X1 Hundo is relatively short compared to this, so Fiesel would have to chime in on that. Oh, I think only he really knows. I can't really remember. No, the closest race in the X tourney was the Colonel Fatso Nero match, where it went to Game 4 after a tie. That was the closest one. So Luis is finished with the refights. All he has to do is finish off Doppler and Sigma, and this tournament is done. Oh, the final match. Yeah, maybe. All right, Luis gets the quick kill on Doppler this time. Oh man, Luis could potentially set a new world record here. I think he's on pace to set a new record. He is ahead of world record pace, it looks like. If Luis hits everything, I think he'll get a new world record. Yeah, it takes about 2 minutes to finish off from when... Oh no, I think he just may have... Oh no, come on. Do it, Luis. Just get up there. I think Luis knew he was on record pace. Oh no. Commentators. Yeah. Ain't that always the way? Oh, that's my fault. I'll own up to that. I'll own up to it. And once again, oh man, that's the second time Luis missed the saber cancel. All right, we're just gonna watch. Oh no, Raul missed the saber. Oh, I think that did it. I think that did it. That crucial saber miss from Raul may have just done it. Nah, they both can take one hit here. Yeah, that bad mind RNG from the first time Luis fought the second form of Sigma. He got hit because the mind came out at the very top. That was an unfortunate incident. There is RNG in that final fight. You may not think there is, but there's just a tiny bit that matters, and it's those mines when they come out. And congratulations to Luis. RaceBot finishes with a 40-54. Raul comes in 10 seconds behind. Congratulations to Louise, X1, X2, and X3 tournament winner. Yeah, Louise is god at these games. Like, and it just shows that. What can you? How can you top that? Wasn't the prettiest ending, but it was good enough. Sadly, I have to jump out of here, so I won't be able to do any post-race stuff. So once again, thanks to Feasel for organizing the tournament. Thanks to all of our participants. Thanks to all the commentators, myself included. MDoys. Thanks to all the runners. Once again, congratulations to Louise. Congrats to Raul for second, Madu for third. Please follow everybody who participated if you like what you see. We won't know. I don't know when the next X tournament will be. Just have to keep posted. I believe the A Link to the Past randomizer is starting up pretty soon, if not already. So once again, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the tournament. So I'm just incredible in commentary. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Once again, congratulations to Louise.